In this video, we are going to just continue taking apart the Epson printer, taking off some of the random stuff. We can start on this side, this little sensor, you can just pull it off. This isn't something that's going to be reused, so it can just be thrown away. If you get your fingernail under these little clips, you can just open those up. It's going to allow us to pull this out of here. Comes around to the main board down in there. Just unplug that. You can keep it or you can throw it away. It's not really going to be used. So there's that. One of the next things we can pull out is right here is the back side of the PE sensor. You'll hear that a lot, PE switch. That's the switch the paper hits when it's coming in. And we trigger that with the Arduino, so we don't need it. You're not going to be able to see it in the video here, but on the other side there's two black tabs that we can just use the screwdriver and pop those and push up on them and break them off, and then that's going to allow that switch to come loose. It kind of just threads out like this, and if you want to keep it you can for a push switch, but otherwise it's not going to be used anymore. Alright, now the next thing, we can start taking this black plastic rollers off. There's just some Phillip head screws in there. Get that. You just kind of want to get your fingers under the edge. This isn't something you're saving, so just go ahead and pull it off, throw it away. The next step is there's this little piece. There are some plastic tabs on the inside that you can push and break off. The other way, if you're really careful, you can just kind of move it around a little bit and break them off. Just be careful, because if you do that and you bend this over here, it's going to mess you up later. You just throw that away. These are just little metal spring clips. You can just push them and pull them out. Push them over, pull them out. And get all those out. And you can just come along and push it from the other side. Every once in a while they want to stick. And I just go to the next and those can be thrown away as well. This one's caught, but there we go. Had a screw in it from earlier. Alright, so we got that. I'm going to come over here and get these wires unhooked from that plastic holder there. Get them out of the way. We're actually going to need to pull that out because it connects through to the main board there. Later we're going to have to remove that. There. We have these wires coming from the capping station. This one went to our ASF motor, and then this has wires for the carriage motor. Those need to be unplugged. If you want, you can mark them, but the plugs are also color coded, and so it's pretty easy to figure it all back out again. I like to pull these up and just get them out of the way. You can unplug this one here. It's just a plug cable, and now that gives us a little bit more of a clear area. Over here you have the ribbon cables. We can start pulling those. They're all marked. Pretty straightforward. Go straight up with them if possible. When you're plugging them back in, you gotta be really careful with the ribbon cables not to bend the contacts over. They're not really designed to be plugged in and taken out a bunch of times. So you just want to be careful with all these. We have this short little cable. This one went to the ASF assembly. If you're using a Arduino Shield or the OpenDTG boards, you don't need this cable because they come with it. You got more cables here. This one powers the drive motor. These ones right here all can be unplugged. These wires go around to the front. One of them's the cover sensor, one of them's the ink cover sensor, and then the other one's to another component down in there. You just pull these out of the way for now. We need to pull this connector down to get this wire off so it's not connected to the main board anymore. We got one screw right there. That's gonna have to be removed. Kind of paving the way a little bit so we can get the main board out here in a little bit. There's another screw in the capping station that goes through to the main board. Get that out of there. Alright, now we can come back over to this side. Over here we have, this is the encoder wheel, this is an encoder reader, this is all with the paper feed. We're going to put that back in the printer later so our Arduino can read what this is doing, and then we can transfer that information to the base platen. We want to remove this. It's got, you can take 2 screwdrivers and get on each side of it and pull this little clamp. And it's kind of hard trying to reach and show you what it's doing here. There we go. This is another piece that we don't need. You can throw it away. You can keep it for another project. Whatever you want to do. Right here, now we need to take the encoder reader off. It's 1 screw. And then on this, you'll want to use a screwdriver or something. On the back side, there's a push button that you got to push in, and that's going to allow you to slide it up and out. Just go ahead and unhook that. All right, we're slowly getting there. All right, now we have tension on the belt. We can go ahead and just pull that off. Get your fingers behind this. The idea here is to not scratch that wheel. Oh, I hit my camera. It's amateur hour out here, but you want to make sure the plastic wheel stays in together with this. Put it somewhere you're not going to get it scratched or dirty. This controls your bed movement, so if it's scratched or dirty, you're going to have some weird things happening. Now the next thing is we need to remove this motor. There's an adjuster screw on the bottom here. Another one on the top. And this allows the motor, it can pivot to tighten your belt. These screws are different than other ones, so keep a hold of those with the motor. The reason I'm removing that motor is there's a screw back in here that we're gonna have to, it needs to be removed. All right, so removed. All right. Coming back around to the front here. Just slowly getting things taken off. If we flip this up a little bit so you can see, you have a screw there, you have a screw there, we have a screw right there, and one there. All these have to be removed so we can get the internals to start pulling out. My screwdriver isn't cooperating here.